Bullying stereotypes make no sense.
When I was a kid, every movie, show, or book taking place in a school had all of these bullying stereotypes that made no sense and I never saw when I went to school.
I remember like seeing movies and shit like right before going to high school. We have lockers at my school. I've never seen not one kid use a fucking school locker, bro. No one has touched those lockers. They're kind of just there, I guess, as like a little antique or something. It's like a fossil in a museum.
To me is people getting bullied for wearing glasses and braces. I don't
Glasses
know if
and
this was
braces?
just me, but growing up, I was always jealous of kids that wore glasses and had braces.
Why?
Unfortunately, I was cursed with 20/20 vision and straight teeth. But when I saw these kids with their cool glasses frames and their colorful and everyone else was dripped out to the max. Also, every time I'm watching a show and someone's getting bullied for wearing glasses, the go-to insult is four eyes.
Four eyes?
Four eyes. Oh, there's a four eyes.
Be honest, all right, but if you got them like them big ass like water buds, like them Steve Urkel glasses, yeah, you're gonna get made fun of. They got magnifying glasses on each of their eyes, bro.
Like,
Looking
seriously,
like
that's the
Bugsy.
best y'all could come up with? If you wear glasses, how
I
do you
mean-
even take offense to someone calling you four eyes? Like, that's the weakest insult I've ever heard. And insults for braces aren't much better. Metal mouth, that actually sounds super intimidating. It sounds like a nickname for a heavyweight boxer that exclusively
I never heard metal mouth.
wears grills. And I'm sure back when people wore
Yeah,
headgear
these shits, bro. See, I would definitely make some fun of someone wearing these, like a friend though.
and had super dorky glasses, they got made fun of, but that was dinosaur times. Like, glasses and braces have been cool for like at least 15 years. Another stereotype that makes no sense to me was like when kids would get made fun of for doing well in school. Like, you know what I'm talking about? In movies and
Oh
shows, they'd be
my
the Ben
gosh,
Shapiro-looking
bro.
kids that would try super hard in their classes, and then they'd
I always say it, bro. If you got like straight A's like in high school, that's a fucking flex, all right? And I'm telling you right now, bro. I salute to anybody who gets like AB honor roll, straight A, shit like that. Salute to y'all, bro, because that shit is so difficult. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, how the fuck do people do this, man? Like, I commend y'all.
get made fun of for caring about their grades and future. I'm pretty sure this stereotype is based on like no real world evidence. Like, when I grew up, the most popular kids were also really good students. It's just that they didn't look like this. They just look like normal kids. You know, it's possible to have a high GPA while also dressing well and not being a socially
Yeah,
awkward
high GPA, high GPA. If you have a high GPA, bro, salute to you.
weirdo. I'm pretty sure intelligence
My
has
GPA was
always been
shit.
celebrated
My
throughout
GPA was
history. Like,
ass.
I have no
And it's not because I'm dumb, but I wouldn't say lazy either. It's just, bro, it's like, bro, because I played football. So you're at school from 7 in the morning till 7 p.m. And then it's like, you got to go home. Then you got 8 classes worth of fucking homework, bro. It's like, damn, let me breathe, let me shower, let me eat, let me sleep, let me do something. It's like, fuck.
clue where this came from. If there's any unks watching this video, please comment down below if there was ever throughout history. Like, I have no clue
Hey,
where
Einstein was that nigga, bro.
this came
But
from.
what
If there's
the
any-
fuck is this? Nah. See, that's the thing. Shit like this was cool back in like 2016 now. If one more label try and stop me. But now, he gets caught wearing this shit. He gets caught wearing this shit nowadays. Done, bro.
unks watching this video,
Like the khaki jogger.
please comment down below if there was ever a
That's
time in history
disgusting.
when people got made fun of for trying in school. Also, I think we've become super liberal with the use of the word bullying. Like, sometimes it's not bullying, but just teenagers being teenagers. When I was in middle school, kids would just call each other the most vile insults. Like, the lunch table was basically just a COD lobby, but I wouldn't consider it bullying because everyone was participating. In a weird sense, it was kind of wholesome. I grew up in a pretty diverse place, but the only thing that really annoyed me about middle school was that we'd have these roast battles in the middle of
Roast
class
battles?
where everyone would just go around roasting each other's ethnic stereotypes, which that part alone is fun. But my problem was most 12-year-olds' geographical knowledge was awful. Like, I'm of Indian descent, but people would roast me using Middle Eastern stereotypes, and I kind of had to like hold their
Same thing.
hand while they were roasting me and give them a geography lesson. Like, no, don't roast me for that. Roast me for this. The next stereotype that makes no sense
right.
to me would be all of the ways bullies torment their victims in media. Like, let's start out with the most iconic, the wedgie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you're a dude and someone wedgies you and you just take that and do nothing about it, maybe you deserve to get wedgied, bro. Like, if I ever have a son and he gets wedgied, I'm going to tell him he is
I don't think I've seen a well, like I said, I play football, so you see a lot of shit. I don't know about a wedgie though.
obligated to start
Maybe
throwing
once or
hands
twice.
immediately. No matter how much bigger the kid is.
Bro, imagine a grown ass man walk in behind you, right? They come from behind you. They stick. You can't wedge you with one hand. You got to use both hands. They stick both of their hands in your fucking ass. Grip that bitch like their nails scratch your ass cheeks because there's no way they grab it because you got spandex on. They go like this and just fucking ram that bitch, right? And now they're basically they're basically sniffing your shit, all right, like a bad
Simply
bitch.
cannot take that.
You can't take that, bro. You can't take, and just backhand them, brother. Like if this is the guy.
Personally
outta
never
here.
saw anyone get wedgied during my time in school, and I think it's because most guys know that if they try that on another dude, they're not just gonna take that lying down like there's some nerd in a TV show. Now let's move on to stuffing kids in lockers. Bro, what? My high school didn't have any lockers, and in middle school the lockers were too small to stuff anybody in. But I'm gonna be real, even in places with full-size lockers, I doubt anyone's actually getting stuffed in a locker. Like, you know how hard it would be to shove someone into a locker and then try to close the door on them? If you get stuffed in a locker, you probably want to, bro. Then we got swirlies, which is like bordering on a CIA level
Oh, that's so nasty.
human rights violation. I've never heard of anyone getting swirlied, but if that happened to you, like, I genuinely feel bad for you. Like, that's actually messed up. But it's so
Yeah, I'd feel bad. But you're a bitch for that too. So.
evil that it's hard for me to believe that it was ever like a predominant bullying tactic. Now let's talk about hornets. If you don't know what hornets are, they're basically when you roll a piece of paper super tightly and then wrap it with tape, and then with a rubber band you launch this lethal projectile at unsuspecting classmates. I remember I must have been 8
I ain't know it's called hornets, but
when my older brother showed me what a hornet was. He asked me to take off my shirt and turn around, and at point blank range he launched a hornet at my back at full force. At that moment I
never
fully
heard of
understood
this.
why they called it a
I never heard of
hornet,
this.
because it left a red mark on my back for 2 weeks. Safe to say, I showed all of my friends at school what a hornet was after that, and we'd play this game where we'd launch hornets at each other in class while the teacher was talking in an attempt to get each other to scream randomly in class. And I'm telling you, there is nothing funnier than one of your friends going, "Ah!" in the middle of class.
Yeah, that
while the
does
teacher
sound
is going
funny.
over
That
the
does sound funny,
Pythagorean
though.
theorem. But back to bullying. No one gets bullied harder in school than the teachers. Like, I definitely had some teachers I didn't like, but geez, some kids would say the most vile stuff
For
about
no
teachers
reason,
because
bro.
they got a bad grade or got assigned some extra homework. And
Yeah, like, bro, I always found that shit so fucking lame. You know, like those hot Cheeto girls or something. Like, they be trying to talk back to the teacher for no reason, bro. Like the teacher didn't do nothing bad or like disrespect or nothing. Like, maybe they said something and like tell them to do their work, right? Then the bitch wanna I don't know, say some fuck shit. But then I'm sitting here just like, bro, I'm looking at the student like, you're fucking disgusting. I don't know who the fuck raised you, all right? You definitely got a single mother who lets you do whatever.
I think because
That
kids
shit was
are
just
just evil
gross.
by nature and don't feel empathy for their fellow man, they'll just create rumors about their teachers that are just way too out of pocket and borderline should be illegal to say that about someone. I remember some kids found out my 8th grade basketball coach got a DUI, and within hours his mugshot was all over Snapchat.
Damn.
People were roasting him so
I've
hard.
seen yeah, that's true. I've seen a couple like
And the craziest
DUIs and
part
shit.
was he was completely oblivious to it. No one would speak of it to his face, so as far as he was concerned, no one knew about it. High-key, being a teacher is kind of scary because you gotta know that a lot of your students are just gonna be Googling your information online because kids kind of have
scary.
no boundaries.
That is
Speaking
scary.
of boundaries, you know what's boundless? Space. And you know what's in
Space?
Stars. And you know what happens on stars? Wars. And you know who likes Star Wars? Nerd. Everybody. Because for the past decade or so, nerd culture is cool. I think this is the only bullying stereotype that has any sort of actual validity behind it. For a long time, people with nerdy obsessions were ostracized from society. Like, you know those soy kids that are super into like Battlestar Galactica?
No. Okay. It was fine, but now people are taking it like to another level. Like if I see a furry like in school or in public, you deserve to get bullied, all right? Because you're being fucking ridiculous at this point. Or like I would see people wear like I go to the gym and I see this dude wear a Naruto headband like across his. He has both eyes, by the way. And he wears his Naruto headband like that, and he practices like kung fu or some shit. I'm making fun of you. In my head, I'm making fun of you, all right? I'm like, what the fuck?
Despite
This dude
knowing,
looks
like, nothing
weird.
about astronomy and have a
I'm gonna be
physique
honest.
that makes them look like
I
they
don't say it
pass
out
out
loud,
from walking
alright?
up a
I ain't
staircase.
scared,
For
I
a long
just-
time, I'm
I
sure
ain't gonna
those type of kids
disrespect
were
them.
ostracized from the other kids at school. I mean, anime didn't even become mainstream in the West until like the last 10 years. These days, you literally have rappers from Houston cosplaying. I wonder how nerds who grew up in the late 2000s feel. Like, you guys just missed out on being cool. Like, these days, if you play Minecraft and watch anime, you're definitely gonna find friends. And if you're not hideous, you can probably find a girlfriend also. If you graduated in like 2010, 2011, you just missed out on being cool.
You just
I
missed
graduated
out.
in
I get you.
2023, and one of the kids I knew in high school that pulled the most played Valorant all day and was like 5'5". Society has like completely culturally shifted.
Yeah,
in, like,
it's
the last
crazy, man.
7
That's
years or
fucking
so.
weird.
School
I never really
hierarchies
thought of it
don't
like that.
exist anymore. That's why I never understood these rich high school shows. Like, I can make an entire video about this, but I think you know what I'm talking about. You know, these shows where the rich, popular teens at school navigate the hardships of being rich, popular, and attractive in upper class America. Like, bro, who is actually relating to this? And follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there once we hit 20,000 subs.